Welcome to the Bear Pit Pod. We're back, Craig.
We are.
Season 4.
Yeah.
4th season of doing this.
It's just been like that, hasn't it? Really, since we've got involved, if truth be told.
4th season. Let's hope this one is a bit...
It has to, doesn't it?
You'd hope so.
I mean, it has to. I mean, having said that, I assume that last season, just reading a little preview from last year, we won 11 games last year. I thought absolute worst case for last season, the first season back in the Championship, we'd win more and enjoy the winning feeling, but that was just as bad.
I remember that clip that the Derby fans put out saying, me and you saying, we're going to walk this league. Row it in with the big boys. Didn't happen.
Every bookie had us, didn't they? Every bookie had us to do well, and they just
never mind do well. We were favourites.
Massive
favourites.
Massive favourites. And I think a lot of them have kind of had a reality check this year, and I think
we're about 5th or 6th.
Yeah, we're thankfully not the kind of the front runners anymore.
Yeah, but that pressure's not there.
Yeah,
but we're back. The Bear Pit Pod, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, Acast.
That's a lot.
That's
a lot. Yeah. That's all one.
We'll say that's all. I don't think it is. I think there's one more somewhere.
Do you think?
I think so.
iTunes.
But that's iTunes. Yeah. Obvious one. We're back, and this season as well, we've got a new sponsor or partner. They're called FansBet. I thought we'd give them a shout out because everyone's obviously has a bet for the football at the weekend. They give 50% back to fan causes, so that of losses, profits, which are people's losses basically, and that'll go to helping us and also go to us helping the Dougie Mack Hospice. So make sure if you are having a bet, go through with FansBet, sign up. Make sure to go when you sign up under Stoke City, the Bear Pit TV, and it'll help us out. And also, they're going to be doing a fantasy game, which we're going to have a little bit of a video after that. But if you're into your fantasy football, whether it be Championship or Premier League, they're doing fantasy football. If you signed up with an account, I think it's like £5 to play. Massive prizes, like 10k prize pool, and on the Premier League one, there's a 50k prize pool. I'm no good at it. I forget about it after the first week.
I do. I bloody hate fantasy football.
Same.
It's boring.
If you are good at it, then they're the people to go to. And also, we're signing up to FansBet as a partner. We said to them, right, to kick it off, if any Stokies are feeling good about our upcoming season and they want to bet on us, I said, can you give us a price or special that no one else has got? And they've put us to be promoted at 9 to 2. You won't find that price anywhere else.
I don't know anything about
You don't know anything, do you? Well, it's just a shade better of 4 to 1, which everyone else has got as.
Okay.
So you won't find that price anywhere else. It's under fan specials. Make sure to go and get involved if you fancy Stoke to go up, because that's the best place, best price. And make sure you sign up via the Bear Pit. We've announced this on the page as well earlier, and one person goes, "Oh, you're not backing Bet365 and the club." Listen, Denise, we're not going to put a dent in Denise's profits, don't worry. They are the behemoth of betting. If you want to help us out.
Are they comfortably you work in the industry? Are they comfortably head and shoulders the biggest one in the world?
Worldwide, yeah.
Biggest one in the world?
Absolute beasts. In multiple countries, all over the shop. They are the daddy, so to say, the best.
Yeah. And
FansBet are starting out, they've got a different vibe to it, helping fan causes, so to say. So, it's just something a little bit different, and they go towards helping us carry on and, help us with our support at the Dougie Mack, which we raised under about 200 quid last season, which is good, but, we want to do way better with that. So that's that spiel done, so to say. Yeah. Obviously, now we'll get into pre-season. 4 from 6 we won, if you count the Leek Town game.
Yeah.
Leek Town, 6-0, I think, or 6-1. Duisburg, if that's how you say it, the German side.
It's how German, Duisburg.
Yeah. Wrexham, we beat 3-1. Tranmere Rovers 2-0. We beat Lincoln 2-1.
Yeah.
Then we just lost out to Leicester 2-1. And we missed another penalty.
Yeah, I can't believe.
Do we count Jack Butland's shootout where he scored every one? But in open play, normal time.
It's almost amusing how bad it is. So I don't want to skew the humour in it in a moment. But I don't know about you. Pre-season, I have some fans when the season ends with Stoke, I truly turn off. Glad everyone's tuned in to listen to this. I tune off. I never take friendlies seriously, and as much as people speculate about the signings, who we've got in, I can never draw any conclusions from friendlies. I have to wait for the season to start before I can start to see a picture. I mean, do you look at the results in friendly fixtures and think, oh yeah, we're on a good thing or a bad thing?
Not really. as much. I remember when I always think back to the Matthew Everington podcast, and he told us not to read into it in any way, shape, or form whatsoever, because we were losing at the time when we recorded it. We were losing a game. I can't remember who it was against, but we were losing a pre-season game as we did the podcast with him. And he said never to read into it too much, but that's not a bad pre-season. It's a lot better than the previous one, where we'd lost the majority, drew a couple. I think winning breeds much more of a positive atmosphere if you win it.
It does. I mean, I can't be as flippant to say that it doesn't make a difference. There's got to be something within that, and I think you're right. For how poor we were last season, just have like some successive wins has got to instill some sort of confidence. And I'd say the general consensus is it's been a good pre-season.
Yeah, no,
losing
I think
to
so.
a very strong Leicester team,
and it was a good performance.
Yeah, it was fine. It was
a good
fine.
performance, and not only that, but they've got a week more to go in their preparations for the league because they don't start till a week after. But that was a full strength.
Yeah,
Leicester side.
It was a good
Maddison, Tielemans, who they just signed, Schmeichel, Vardy. They brought their A game in 18 because they had two teams at different places on the same day. So I thought it was a good performance. Obviously, we missed a pen, chances to win it, or at least draw. So even though we lost, I still think that was a very positive performance for me.
Yeah, and I think the Ryan injury probably kind of
marred it
slightly, maybe took out the momentum of our performance slightly, but yeah, good performance on paper, good pre-season, and some definite positives. Campbell, for one, is
I was just about to say that. That's a big question coming out of pre-season is Campbell after he's been on fire. I think he scored 5. And the big question is around a lot of people, what do we do with him? Do we throw him in there up front for the first game? Do we have him on the bench? Do we loan him out if someone else comes in, like a Gale? What are you thinking with Campbell?
It's so difficult. For whenever I've seen Campbell in Stoke shirt, you can't knock the goals he scored in our under-23s or whatever it was. And even the 2 good goals he scored against Shrewsbury in the League Cup last year. But whenever I've seen him, I do tend to agree with Jones's sentiments that he still doesn't look physically fit. I mean, that's not to say he's not going to be, or he won't be, or he's not a good goal scorer, but he seems to be blown out of his arse about 50, 60 minutes whenever I've seen him. And I don't know why that is. I mean, he's only, 20 odd? I'm not sure why he looks so tired. He's clearly got talent, he clearly will get there. But Jones has come out and publicly stated that he still doesn't think he's quite ready. But then I suppose you get ready by playing, don't you? I don't know. I worry about our lack of pace up front in Aphobia and Vokes, which seems to be our starting front two. For that reason, I can't help but think Campbell needs to be playing just to mix up the style of forward players we've got.
Yeah.
Because at the moment it's quite one-dimensional, static, and Campbell is quick. I wouldn't loan him out. I think if things aren't working, I think he's got to be the first striker to go to.
Option B.
Yeah. Ahead
Even
of Gregory.
C.
Yeah, if you want, yes. I mean, Vokes and Phobia seem to be A and B at the moment. Then I think Campbell's got to be the third one.
Even above Gregory.
Yeah, I think so.
I've got a sneaky feeling that Gregory could be our top scorer.
Do you think?
If Gale doesn't come in. If Gale comes in, that will change us.
Am I skipping ahead of it? Are we doing the Gale thing now, or are we coming back to that?
Can do that now if you want.
Do you do it now? Because every time I speak to my dad, he goes, as I say, I switch off with transfer stuff. Thanks for tuning in. Every time I ring my dad, he goes, have we got Gale yet? Like it's an imminent thing. Have I missed something? Are we actually close here, or is it just a wild rumour?
It's just been an ongoing saga.
It doesn't seem to have any real concrete evidence from what I can see. It's just rumour.
I've not, for the life of me, I don't think I've seen any journo concrete linkers with him, like a Percy or the Sentinel. It's all ifs and buts and whats. So I don't know where everyone's getting it from. To be quite honest, I've not. I manage the majority of what we put out news-wise, or images and quotes, etc. And I don't think I've posted about Gale.
This is what I kind of thought. So every time my dad says, have we nearly got him yet? It just seems a little bit unfounded and far-fetched, and I don't think we will get Gale. I don't think there's anything to suggest that we're in for him.
I'm not sure. I really don't know, but we haven't got long to wrap it up. Window closes on the 8th. It's now as we record the 30th. So we've got to get moved. There's got to be some sort of link coming soon, or a bit more concrete news on it.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've not posted an actual transfer story on him for a long time.
Yeah. And if we do get Gale, to have this depth of striker in the Championship is phenomenal. A very, very good player in Lee Gregory for this level. Vokes, good Premiership player in the right squad, I think. Phobe's
got to regain some form.
Yeah, he's got to, and he's kind of done it in the Championship in the past. Dwight Gale, who's consistently gets 20. and young upcoming striking Campbell. I mean, that is some depth for the striker department, and we've got to perform if we get kind of Gale in.
Yeah,
have to perform with that depth.
Got to. Before we do move on to transfers, etc., and some other things, obviously in the last pre-season game, the big story, as we sort of went over a little bit, Shawcross, broken fibula, horrendous,
absolutely awful.
4 months out, miraculously. Everyone thought it'd be a lot worse than that. Obviously the Arsenal fans got involved as soon as it happens.
You know what, for every Arsenal fan that kind of gets involved in that sort of thing and finds it funny or whatever, they just...
The virgins.
They consistently undermine what they've been having to go at Stoke for the past decade, and it's almost bring it on, because for every Arsenal fan that does that, brilliant. It's just undermining the whole kind of their grievance from the past decade. It completely removes.
I tweeted out, we're just living in the Reds rent free. You know, we thought they'd have forgotten about us now in the Championship, but no, pre-season game against Leicester that you think no one would focus on, and everywhere. I think it was like trendy on Twitter and big story.
I still don't get that whole bloody thing. He clearly was distraught. It was clearly an accident.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, it's been 10 years. I don't think we'll ever get it through to them now. The actual situation, what happened. You know, Ryan's remorse, immediate remorse, trying to apologise.
Evidence, remorse, in tears and whatever.
So we don't.
It's been done on it.
Yeah, it's been done many a time.
I don't see a discussion about it, to be honest.
Shawcross put a message out today. Via the club Twitter account, but said it's been a very difficult couple of days coming to terms with the injury and the timing of it, but I have been so touched by the messages of support and goodwill I have received from so many people within the game. I've been inundated with messages from current and former teammates, fellow professionals, Stoke City supporters and so many others over the past 48 hours. I can't thank them all enough for that. The biggest thank you, however, has to go to the medical staff here at Stoke City Football Club and the doctors and nurses who cared for me so well and professionally at the Royal Stoke University Hospital. As I said before, it has been a difficult few days, but with the help and the support of so many people, I'm now looking forward with real optimism as I embark upon my road to recovery, which will enable me to get back out there doing what I love on the pitch.
It does sound like, it's a good little quote from Ryan there, isn't it? It does, in a weird way, if you'd have said a week ago Ryan's going to be out for 4 months, you'd be devastated, and naturally we still are, but the rumours circulating and the image of that incident, everyone's like quoting 9 months, the season, career ending, all this sort of stuff, and to have it was the fibula. Was that what it is?
Yeah.
So I mean, I know nothing, but apparently that was the one. If you're going to break, that was the one that got the quickest recovery time.
Yeah.
And then the thought that he could be back before Christmas is all of a sudden like, I don't know. I feel almost buoyed by the fact that it's not what we feared the worst, and it could easily be back by Christmas from what I've read and the recovery times for team.
I think it'll be a bit after, because obviously the 4 month recovery, but then you've got to get back up to speed training wise. You'll have to do the fitness all over again. So I think it'll be a little bit longer. I'll go for just in January, mid-Jan.
Which is, we'd have snapped my hand off for that. The OK message was always an absolute meltdown with assumptions that we'll never play for Stoke again. The rumour went absolutely bonkers with that one. But 4 months, didn't want it, obviously, and it's a massive, massive shame. But I feel like it's as good as it could have been from the original kind of diagnosis and the imagery of that incident. So
it now raises a few questions as well, because there's been a transfer story come out the past few days or so that Bruno Martins Indy is apparently really close to a move to Besiktas for €4 million. Nathan Collins, however, has just signed up a new contract until 2024. I think it's 2024, 5-year deal, which is brilliant to pin him down after that initial interest from Manchester United. In the really early part of the transfer window. But what do we do now? We've got obviously Shawcross injured, Liam Lindsay, Danny Batt, Nathan Collins, Bruno as centre halves. I don't think I've missed anyone there.
I think it'd be short-sighted to get rid of Bruno, but if an opportunity comes to get a big earner off your wage bill, which I anticipate he will
Bruno will be,
do you take it? We've basically got one defenders cover now for the next 4 months, i.e. Liam Lindsay or Nathan Collins will start, and then you've got one of them as reserve. You've got one centre back as reserve.
Danny Batt.
No, he'll start obviously. So Danny Batt and
Liam Lindsay,
Collins or Lindsay to start alongside Batt, which leaves you, if you get rid of Bruni, with one fit centre back as cover, and that's not great.
You can't. You need to have two.
It's a real difficult one, isn't it? I can't help but think we have to keep hold of Bruno now and just take the hits on his wages.
Apparently, because Nathan Jones was on Radio Stoke last night, and apparently he said they're going to get a short-term loan or some sort of cover.
Okay.
But that wasn't mentioning whether Bruno will still go or not.
Yeah.
So it looks like we might get another in. Not sure who that'll be.
Yeah.
To go into the quotes, some of the quotes that Nathan Jones came out with, he said, bless you, he said, we're not quite done with our business yet, so perhaps there might be an opportunity to bring even more leaders in. If I bring in another striker, it doesn't mean that I'm unhappy with what I've already got. I just want to try and create more competition. So it looks like we're not all done.
No.
At all.
I think if we can get a reasonably competent centre-back cover, on loan, arguably, maybe Bruno goes, I think it is a very good opportunity. So I do put Bruno in the camp as a load of other players that are still lingering about in the relegation season, and for whatever reason I think we needed to shift as many of them players out as possible, because I mean, I've got no evidence for this, but I don't know, the more of them players we can get rid of, the better. Fletcher, Charlie Adam, them sorts, because I just think we need to move on. I think if the opportunity truly presents to get rid of Bruno and we can get cover in, you do it.
Yep.
He must be on 40, 50.
You'd imagine so.
I think. I mean, we bought him when we were in the Prem, is that right?
Yeah, we made it permanent, the loan.
So I'd be gobsmacked if he's on anything lower than 35. Gobsmacked. And that's a lot of money for Championship that we can't afford. So, you probably do.
It is. Let's go over some of the other ins and outs. So obviously, the outs so far, we've got Charlie Adam. Yes.
I'll tell you what, you see, he played for Reading, he's lost a lot of weight.
Has he?
I've seen a picture of him. I saw him the other day and I thought like he's actually kind of... He looked in good shape. I don't know if he's...
Don't start saying you want him back.
I still have a lot of respect for Charlie. I rated him. I think he could have done a job, but I understand why he's gone.
Jeff Cameron, also permanent to QPR, so we'll probably face him on the first day, potentially. Berahino, although there's still no announcement over that.
Obviously, he's training with that Belgian side, isn't he?
Zultwergem, I think.
I mean, it's safe to say that he will never pull on a Stoke shirt again.
No, but there's still no official announcement, which is quite strange. Yeah. Maybe it's sort of a legal matter.
Yeah.
Bojan, obviously a big one.
He's not officially gone though, has he yet?
Not officially, but he's not been involved in pre-season at all. It pretty much speaks for itself. And there was a story that it was a double story. It was a big low and then a big high. A double story that came from John Percy that the club are seeking to just settle Bojan's contract to allow him to leave.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they said Mark Cartwright is leaving the club in September.
Yeah,
which was all the fans.
I think they knew what they were doing there because obviously Bojan's a big fan's favourite. I think they maybe feared a bit of a backlash if they announced the fact that Cartwright had gone at the same time. It would take the edge off. It was
a strange one, Cartwright, because it didn't seem like we wanted him to go. In the statement that Tony Scholes said that we were disappointed at Mark informing us that he wanted to leave.
Is he gone anywhere?
He is going somewhere else. I'm not sure where. But yeah, he's got another job or another opportunity. I don't think they've revealed what that is.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I still, we've done all this last season and the season before, but when you look at the reasons why Stoke went down, recruitment is number one by an absolute mile. Bula,
50 million on players,
Kevin Vimmer, etc., etc. That is why we ultimately got relegated, amongst other things, obviously. But that 50 million could have propelled us God knows where if he'd spent it wisely, and it went absolutely tits up. See you later, Mark Cartwright.
Another casualty of the Mark Cartwright era as well is our relationship with St. Pauli. That's gone as well.
Devastating news, eh?
I know. What are we going to do?
I don't know what was meant to happen. I don't know what was at his peak, what that was doing. I don't get him. I don't understand.
I think the only real thing that happened is Verlinden went on loan there.
Right, okay.
That was about it. It was supposed to be a partnership where we learned from them, like social media and marketing and all that sort of thing. No idea what actually came of it. Apart from 2 piss-ups there pre-season.
Yeah.
Past 2 pre-seasons. But nothing this year.
You still do that now if you want. There's nothing to stop you going to
go along.
Hamburg still.
Pre-season, another one that I've seen a few people murmuring about is, as we're on media and everything, I don't want to go down this road, but there was no coverage by Stoke over pre-season.
No.
The Leicester game, we had to go onto the Leicester website.
Yeah.
I think it was the Tranmere game. We had to go onto their radio stream, which was actually really good quality. And people were asking for their commentators to do our streams. But I don't know what's going on. Why aren't we covering? Why are we making an attempt for our own fans to see pre-season?
I'll leave that one to you, El, because you've got a real.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into it.
I did read though that I think several months ago that the club announced mass improvements to the online streaming thing.
Oh yeah,
They're going to actually get Radio Stoke commentary.
They've switched to iFollow, which
Yeah.
they should have been doing from the start, because iFollow is already well established.
Yeah.
And the majority of clubs in and around the Championship, League 1, League 2 use it.
Yeah.
Completely different system. They're going to have a ticker, timer,
Wow,
replays,
bloody hell, that's good, isn't it?
replays,
Yeah.
and listen, Craig, we're in a new age here.
21st century.
We're in a new age.
But most importantly, having Nigel Johnson, BBC Radio Stoke commentary, that's the big
Yeah, instead of whoever that is doing the Stoke stream.
Have we got contactless yet? It's just in the McEwens.
No, it's everywhere.
Is it?
I think everywhere.
I thought it was just McEwens, or was that just the trial period? I'm not sure.
No, yeah, I think that was a trial. It's everywhere, Craig. You will be pleased to know.
Wow, hold on, Stoke. There we go.
You will be pleased to know. Free travel as well is something to commend the club on. It's happened again.
Yeah, it's cool.
Some people were knocking it. Really don't get it.
Knocking in what sense? Why? What do they want? I don't get it.
I don't really get it. But some people were knocking it, saying like, "What about fans who don't use it? Like the club are going to subsidize. Like the club are going to give you a voucher for going and spending the pub or something." I really didn't get people knocking it. It's great for like people call them the pop and crisp brigade, like because there's no alcohol in the buzzes, obviously. But
Did they call them that?
Yeah, they call them the pop and crisps brigade. But you know, it's helping out young families to go and people who can't necessarily afford travel and elderly, and you can't expect Stoke to fund your away day on the fucking piss.
You can't. I mean, I obviously live in London, so I'm one of them fans that has got no opportunity to take advantage of that kind gesture. But I certainly appreciate the gesture still, and I don't begrudge those that can't access it.
It's great by the club,
isn't it?
The club are commended for it every year, rightly so.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great. I mean, I really don't get anyone knocking it.
They've almost dug their own hole here, Stoke, because the second they do remove it, they'll be held to pay. People will be kicking off, won't they?
And I also saw someone moaning about, it's obviously the bus travels on, but they're now charging £1 postage on tickets.
I could see that.
Yeah, or a processing fee or something.
That's even if you physically attend at the ground as well. I mean, are they paying a quid for that? That's just a money-making thing.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Not sure on that one.
Even if it's like a batch order, where you should, in theory, be able to process several tickets under one transaction, they still charge by the ticket. Quid. Yeah,
not sure.
Don't get it.
Not sure.
Don't get it
on that one. Let's speak about some of the ins.
Right.
So we've obviously covered. Actually, we didn't finish on the outs. The other outs, by the way, Juve, who's just disappeared off the face of the earth. Yeah, there's been no mention of him actually leaving.
He had such a. At his peak, Juve was a very, very bit of a fan's favourite, wasn't he? Really, at his peak, for whatever reason, he just was. But God, he left under a cloud. He had to go to the fans last year. He was.
After we made him his Christmas jumpers.
I know.
Also, Wimmer, obvious one. Been training with Cologne, although I don't.
But he's still a Stoke player.
Yeah, I don't think they want to make it permanent. Apparently, Moritz Bauer, which is obviously it's understood, but it's a shame from what we saw of him in that 1 year in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I think he could still do a job, but obviously
two managers can't be
we
wrong.
Don't need him anymore. We've got in another right back, Mbula. No idea. French team, I think he's going to.
Yeah.
And then one who I've put a question mark over because we seem quite set on him actually coming back is Ndai.
Jones has made several statements, where he says we'll welcome him back, which is quite unusual with the attitude that Jones has put out there. He's getting rid of Deadwood, so to speak. He's made no secret of the fact he'd happily welcome him back, which I find peculiar.
Apparently they had chats. He flew over because he was on someone's Instagram story, I can't remember whose, but they flew over, they had chats. Turkish newspapers were saying the chats didn't go well. Some of the English ones or some echoes that came out over here saying they did go well. Never really knew. He went off to play in the African Cup of Nations, and now from all reports and everything you see coming from Nathan Jones, he's expecting him back and to play.
He's good. Well, we saw not much of him in the Prem, but from what we did see, he was fantastic. He was great. The thought of him and Etebo in the Championship midfield is
formidable,
amazing. But he kicked the right storm last year. He didn't want to do it. I remember his performance at Leeds away. I think it was his only performance last season. He didn't give a shit. He did not want to be there. And if that's the sort of baggage you bring in, I'd stay well away. Maybe that was a one-off. Maybe he's just sulking. But from what we see with players like Mbula and Berahino, I don't want any characters like that. But I've got to trust Jones because he has shipped out them characters. And I can only put faith that if Jones does bring you back, he's got faith. We've not got another Mbula on our hands.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
You hope not.
We'll see.
So then the ins. Obviously, we had the barrage of free signings.
Was it
6? Was it 6 in a row? Adam Davies, goalkeeper, Barnsley. I'm not going to get all these. Liam Lindsay.
Yep.
Again, Barnsley.
He was one of the few ones that was actually cost about 2 million. He was, wasn't he, Liam Lindsay?
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought it was free.
Yeah, 2 million.
Okay. Liam Lindsay. I'm struggling now already.
Nick
Powell.
Nick Powell from Wigan. Tommy Smith from Huddersfield.
No, that was a 4 million.
Oh, you did the freeze out. Okay,
I was
sorry,
doing the freeze.
yeah. Nick Powell. Gregory.
Yeah, Lee Gregory.
I swear there's one more.
There is.
Look like numpties here.
We should really know this.
We should know this. We should pause.
Stephen Ward.
And Stephen Ward from Burnley. That was
Ward.
it. Yes.
And then obviously Tommy Smith, who was 4 million.
Yeah. Good signing.
Some good signings there.
Very good signing, Tommy Smith.
Tommy Smith is a good one. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see how him and Tom Edwards switch in and out at the side. Obviously, Tommy Smith probably first choice with his experience.
Yeah. I mean,
last time he was in the Championship, he got a mad number of assists.
He's a great player. I'm surprised Huddersfield let him go, and surprised we've got him. I think he's our signing the summer. Nick Powell was that for me, but I think Tommy Smith has done it.
Nick Powell, really interesting one, an enigma. You know, you have to get him going. I know people who've been close to him when he was doing his rehab at Man United and other things, and you really do have to have him on it to get the best out of him. But when you do, it can be absolutely magical at times, like the world at his feet. That's the reason he got signed for Manchester United.
Yeah, 100%. There's a player that's at his peak above Championship, but whether you can get that consistently, that's the thing. Both with attitude and injury seems to be the consensus with Nick Powell. So, but I still feel very confident we've got a good player, but time will tell how good.
Lee Gregory scored 12 goals, I think.
Something like that in a Millwall team that struggled. Good signing. I really do see Lee Gregory as a very, very solid backup. Personally, I mean, I might be proven wrong. I don't know, but
I still got a funny feeling he's going to be our top scorer. I don't know why. We'll see at the end of the season. My predictions. Stephen Ward,
good,
getting on.
Fullback, yeah.
From someone I know who's worked closely with him in rehab, etc. He's had a knee injury, etc. So he won't be able to play twice in a week, is what I've been told. So I imagine he's going to be either switched in and out, or not consistently taking runs in the side.
Looks like the starting left wing back thing or whatever we're doing. And he certainly is decent cover for that one. But a very, very good signing on a free.
Liam Lindsay, defender.
He's one of Barnsley's better players from what I hear. Big things predicted of him. I won't pretend to know loads, but he's got a decent record.
He's got a decent show reel. Remember that clip?
I've got a decent show reel, and I'm awful. Don't worry about that.
Yes, true. And then Adam Davies.
He's a weird one. I actually did, for whatever reason, I did a bit of in-depth look at Adam Davies, and the Barnsley fans went on their message boards. It was a slow day. Went on their message boards, and a great deal of them saying he was awful for 2 years. Then last year he had a really good season. A really good season.
I've seen clips of him making some horrific errors. Some horrific mistakes. But then apparently last year he really took it up a notch.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it's the old cliche with keepers. I've got this theory that most professional keepers are very good shot stoppers. What separates them is those that come out and claim the ball. That's what makes you a great, great keeper. The one that's real confidence of balls, just to kind of command your area. And from what I've read, again, it doesn't sound like that Davies is necessarily that type of player, but a very good shot stopper. But I'd expect that.
Interestingly, speaking about Adam Davies, he might, as it seems, be number 2. It looks like we could sensationally hold on to Jack.
Well, it's sensational in the sense that it's not like we've had to beat teams off, is it? No one
will bid for him.
No one wants him. And not because he's a poor keeper, but because I don't think there's demand for a keeper of that value at the moment. I think most teams are quite satisfied and settled with their current number ones.
The only two were potentially Palace a little bit at one point, and then Villa and Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And Bournemouth might be going down a different route. They've just spent 15 million on Billing from Huddersfield today. Aston Villa apparently looking at a number of other targets, the Cardiff keeper, etc. But no one's willing to pay the price tag that we've slapped on him, which I find mental when those teams at the lower end of the Premier League to have England's could be number 1, currently number 2.
I think he would be number 1 if he played consistently in the Prem. I really think, because Pickford's like that now. Really like that. I think he won't be number 1 for much longer. Well, I say that if there was decent, consistent Premiership competition, which there might be, but I think Butland would do it. I think some clubs are missing a right trick.
They are.
Trick.
They're missing a trick is our game.
If you'd have told me we'd have Jack Butland in our second season of the Championship, which is looking very likely we will,
Madness.
Never believed it.
Madness. No, I wouldn't either.
He must be gutted.
Yeah.
He come out and said, he said, look, I gave it a go, I want to come back up with Stoke, although I don't think he had much choice.
It's not happened. I've got Premier League aspirations.
Yeah, basically come and get me. And, most fans said fair enough, but it's just, no one's biting, so whatever, brilliant.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
we'll all take it. So Butland staying is
Davis
huge.
must be gutted.
Yeah, he must
I
be.
bet he was sold the dream of, right, well, Jack's going and you're going to be number one.
But
also.
just like when we signed Jack, there's no harm with having a year as an understudy.
No.
And that's what Jack did initially to Begovic.
Yeah, he did. He did, yeah.
Even though he was probably told that Begovic should move on earlier than he did.
Yeah, he
eventually went to Chelsea. Yeah. So, there's no problem with playing a second fiddle for a year.
No.
There's still transfers to come in, as we've said. I really would like Gale and the left back, and I think we'd be done.
Yeah, I mean, you can't not want Gale, even if you feel you've got strength and depth in that certain area. I mean, look at his kind of history in the Championship; it's phenomenal. Only a fool would say they wouldn't want Gale. Yeah, left back. McLean's such an unknown quantity, really, in that position. So I don't.
Didn't play too badly there, did he?
He very good going forward. A little bit suspect of his positioning going at the back, I thought, but generally he played well. And then, of course, we've got Ward as the understudy, who I think is very, very, very capable fullback as well. I look at our squad and I feel like it's deja vu, and I do look generally across the pitch and think we've got decent starters and general depth across the pitch. And I'm again similar to last season. I'm a little bit baffled as to how we can improve, if that makes sense, without going nuts and getting sick. But I mean, where do you think? So you think our biggest weakness is striker and left back, based on that?
Yeah, I think we still need another first choice striker. I'm just worried about leaving it to Afobe.
I agree. He's not doing it to be Afobe.
Yeah,
I can't.
And as I say, I think they're all a similar type of striker, apart from Campbell.
Yeah,
so Gale and Vokes would be.
That's ridiculous.
Brilliant.
That's got
Gale feeding off Vokes would be sensational.
Yeah.
And then I still don't think I trust McLean at left back, so I'd like a left back. But that, for me, if you get both of those in, that is an incredible window.
I don't want to start doing this again, but I look at our squads.
When we said the podcast was coming back, people said we don't want Craig's predictions.
But I look at our squad and tell me that's not a good squad for the Championship.
It is.
It really is, and I'm so hesitant to start letting my kind of
just don't start saying things for massive games. Or...
Well, I won't. I mean, I won't. I can't, because last season just proved anything that you can't rely on names, can you? But it does look. I don't know. I'm not going to say it. Our squad looks more than sort of. It looks in a position that it should be at the right end of the table.
Yes,
comfortably.
Great way to put it.
But that means nothing after last year.
Okay.
Nothing. Well, one quick one about the squad.
Go on.
I think the biggest question mark for me in terms of our potential first 11 is who starts in centre midfield with Etebo back as well. Cousins, Nick Powell, Joe Allen, Klukas, Woods. There's a real kind of, it's a weird mix of players there when you take into consideration we're going to be playing this diamond formation. And I don't think Jones still quite knows who's going to go where.
No.
And I don't. When I look at him, I'd have a clue who's going to drop him where. It's very, very
If we get
weird.
Etebo and Ndiaye back, I'd probably go for, I might be wrong here, but Nick Powell in the
He's your
attacking-
most guaranteed number 10. Yeah, the top.
Etebo and Ndiaye next to each other.
Yeah.
Or potentially Ndiaye at defensive mid. And then Allen.
In the middle. Yeah. It's an interesting one. I think that's our biggest question mark in terms of who goes where. It's the centre of midfield. Apart from Powell, it's a weird kind of scenario, that one.
It is.
Fine.
Let's get on to the people's questions.
Right.
Got tons.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how we're going to get through them all. First off, Jake, as ever, he must have notifications on because he's always top with stupid questions. Would you prefer sponges for teeth or wooden sticks for legs? Wooden sticks for legs. Because you wouldn't be able to eat anything.
Depends if you like soup, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like
maybe soak it up.
Exactly.
Charlie Bester says, how long until our fans get impatient with the team? 33 minutes or 54 minutes?
This is such a good question, and I don't know if many fans will kind of have a go at me for saying this, but amongst a load of other factors, don't get me wrong, but I do truly think the expectations of the fans last year was one of the biggest kind of factors to our immediate poor form. You could sense it. I remember Brentford, the first game of the season, it was awful. It was awful. There was so much kind of pressure on the players to instantly perform and blow away teams and stuff. I said it last season, I'll say it again, even more so. Fans have got to be patient. They've got to be patient. We've got to kind of give it's such a new squad, isn't it?
Can't get on the back.
We can't. Even if we could lose to QPR at the weekend, we could play poorly, it doesn't mean the end of the world, and I'm anticipating already. And I always quote this bloody thing, but the OK message board is like a pit of misery already, and like, we're not going to do X, Y, Z, and we have to have a little bit of patience. I'm not saying till January. I appreciate if coming October, November it's not working, fine, but for this first 4, 5, 6 weeks we've got to, as fans, have patience. And I myself am going to try my absolute utmost not to show any criticism in this immediate month. We've got to let this thing gel.
Yeah.
We've got so many new players and so many players.
Got to give it time to work.
Yeah.
From one of the questions, I've just realised when we read out the free transfers, we missed Cousins.
Yeah, that was
so
it.
now we'll add him in.
Yeah.
Cousins, because Nathan says, what have you made of our new signings? But he says, I think Cousins is the one who's surprised me the most and been very good as a central defensive midfielder. P.S. Glad to see the pod back.
Cheers. We obviously got a mutual friend, a QPR fan. He said that Cousins was a great engine, but it's the sort of player that if fans get on his back, he crumbles quickly and loses confidence. And he wasn't overly impressed with Cousins. It wasn't that sad to see him go, but he has had a good pre-season, and I get the impression he's going to be the water carrier, so to speak. That's the one just to gel and get the footballers involved, and so far so good, I suppose, but time will tell.
Ewan James says, excluding results and table finishes, what's one thing you hope to happen at Stoke this season? And I just want it to be enjoyable. I want us to have something to play for.
Yeah, too right.
At least be close to the playoffs.
Yeah, just something
in and around, just some excitement.
Yeah, because last season was the first season in what, a decade, where we knew come February the season was done, and it was rubbish. I've not felt that at Stoke for a long time. It was just like
We couldn't wait for it to be over last season.
It was a
We
washout.
don't want that. We want
draw
a
after
bit
draw.
of excitement.
22 draws last season.
Yeah, record. Stoke Hub, which is a new page. Go and follow it. I think they're trying to do news, etc. Just go and give it a follow. What do you think the attendance will be like for next season? Not many people turned up v Leicester, but that was to be expected.
Yeah.
I mean, Leicester were charging £15. I don't think they were going to get many people. It was pissing down. You could watch it for free on the internet.
I'm a bit of an attendance nerd with this sort of stuff. I think against QPR they'll bring about 12 to 1500. I reckon we'll get 22-3 against QPR, and then it all depends how the form goes from that point onwards. To be honest with you, I could see worst cases dropping to very low 20s, best case mid to high 20s. This is going to be a bit of a make or break for those fans that we accumulated over the Premiership years, whether they stick around, I think.
Ollie Walton says, what do you think the starting XI will be for QPR? You'll see that on Craig's video before the match, so no need.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
It's
guesswork, to be honest.
Best and worst kits in the Championship this season?
I've not even looked, to be honest.
I can give a quick answer that I really don't like one, which is the West Brom away. It's a purple monstrosity. I think our away kit is really nice.
I agree. I never get Stoke kits. I've not got one for years and years, but that one is about as close as I've been tempted for a long time. Away kit's really smart.
I've got the training kit. I like the training kit as well.
It's very similar, isn't it?
Like the jumper.
It's the away kit.
The blue. No. It's just got a stripe down the arm.
Yeah.
It's quite smart.
Yeah.
Got that. Might get the kit. I never get the kits. I get the training kit.
Yeah, likewise. I've got millions of them.
I've got like every last season training kit,
well.
from joggers to tops to jackets.
Yeah.
But never the kit. Maybe I'll get the away kit. Let's have a look. Lewis Proctor, as he just said, who would your first choice right back be, Edwards or Smith?
It's going to be Smith. I feel a tad harsh on Edwards, but Smith's an excellent buy, so I'd go with Smith to start off with, definitely.
Now onto the Facebook. Top fan, Adam Kate, I think. Adam Kate Jack Bertie. Not sure if that's one full name. Yeah, it is. Tuna and pasta bake or chicken madras?
Chicken madras, definitely.
Yeah, same.
Because who's having pasta over
I don't do tuna.
Do you not?
No, it's a chicken madras all day long. Owen Blort, another top fan, says, who is the best signing you think we've made this season so far?
I've already said Smith, followed by Powell.
I'm going to say Powell, just because I'm not a defender. I don't appreciate as much defensively as I do attacking.
Yeah.
So, Let's have a look. Darren Williams, another top fan with an interesting question. He says, does this diamond really work with the players we have? I feel the fullbacks and Clucas are really weak links. Don't think it really suits Joe either, if I'm honest, but he will play there because he has loads of energy. I still think the balance is way out for us to have the success we would want this season.
I've really got my reservations.
Ken Barlow below also says...
Ken Barlow?
Not done. Oh, that's gone off. Do you know what we get that back on?
I don't.
Oh, yeah, I do actually.
I think it's a century. What's that?
Okay, I'll carry on. There we go. Ken Barlow, that's how long we've been sat here in the dark. Ken Barlow from Corrie says, any ideas how this diamond thing works? Will it suit the personnel we've amassed? A lot of people worried about the diamond.
So I was speaking to my brother about this because I knew how it should work in theory, but I never saw any evidence of that last season. Theory being, fullbacks bomb on, your two centre midfields cover the gaps left. That should be how it works. So it would, McLean and Smith, kind of your wingers in a weird way, and then your centre midfields cover the gaps left behind. In theory, but I'm still yet to see any evidence of that happening. Certainly not last year.
I was speaking to someone today, and one really unspoken about issue and question for me is Tom Ince.
Yeah, good point.
Where does he fit into this?
Well,
he's been missing from pre-season because of that injury. I didn't think he actually got injured. I think he was ready to go and make a move, but no sign of him since.
Well, that's it.
Doesn't fit. There's no wingers.
Yeah, with the diamonds. Yeah.
He's not going to play the 10. We've seen him there before. He's awful at it.
Yeah, I don't know. And Verlinden to a lesser extent as well, as a traditional winger, he doesn't really fit into the diamond formation. Ince is a weird player. It is. Last season he had moments where he's clearly our best player, but for the majority of it he flattered to deceive, I felt, and I keep forgetting about him. I don't have a clue. He doesn't fit into that formation.
No, it doesn't.
Anywhere, unless we change it to a flat four. But
interesting to see what happens. I mean, Nathan Jones has says he's going to have to be versatile, just can't play his formation, but it's not going to be often enough for Tom Ince.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Cameron Donahue says, going to the pre-season dinner tonight at Stoke, I'll make sure to ask if anyone at the club can actually score a penalty.
The pre-season dinner?
Yeah, it's this dinner that they've put on. Obviously,
what, fans and players?
Yeah, you can buy a table or whatever. It's quite pricey, but meet the players and that. But
okay.
Yeah,
pre-season dinner.
We're not going. Todd Kieran, in your opinion, has this summer's transfer window been a successful one? No sitting on the fence.
I'd love to sit on the fence because I really don't know, but he wants an answer.
I'm going to say yes, but with 2 more signings in Gale and a left back, I think it'd be incredible.
I think even at this stage, I'm going to go with a hesitant yes. I like the characters we brought in, but time will tell. That's not on the fence, is it?
No,
that's not the fence. I'm saying yes.
I don't know. Is it?
Who asked that? Is that on the fence?
That was asked by Todd Kieran.
Are we off the fence enough there?
Let us know. Mark Eagles, Mark Cartwright walked before he was pushed? ?
Yeah,
I think he walked. He just walked. From Tony Sloll's comments, it sounds like they were disappointed in him leaving, like it was unexpected.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a strange one.
Yeah, weird.
It's a really strange one. Dan Hambley, where do you think we'll finish this season?
I'm going to say you've got to be optimistic, haven't you? You've got to be positive. I'm going to say 4th or 5th.
In every preview or comment I've done, I've said 5th. And I think we'll lose in the playoff final.
The final?
That's just me being pessimistic. I hope that we do much better, but I think we'll be in and about.
That's the general consensus, isn't it? But I mean, let's be honest. As much as we're trying to voice it on the fence, how much of Stoke this season is such an unknown quantity, down from the manager to the squad. We've 6, 7, 8 signings in, 6, 7 people out. A manager that is still not proven at this level. It's so hard to call, isn't it? I can only go off the bat that we spent a little bit of money last season and to a lesser extent this season.
Yeah,
the squad looks good. It should be doing something.
Let's have a look at the Instagram. If you don't follow us on Instagram, make sure you do. It's flying our Instagram page, TBPTV. Finley's asked something that we've just answered by where do you finish. He also says I'm a huge fan of the pod. Thank you. Jamie Merrill, 2007, says what player do you think will shine the most this season? I think Butland, if he stays, is obviously going to be up there. Nick Powell could be really bright for us. Etebo again. I'm sure he's going to be man of the match. Get the most man of the matches. I think he's going to be pumped and ready for this.
I've still got. I mean, he's not arguably the greatest of pre-seasons, but I'm still convinced Vokes, importantly with the right striker, is going to play a very, very important role. I do rate Vokes. I really do, and I think he's going to be crucial to how we operate.
There's tons and tons of questions about Dwight Gale, and is he one of our transfer targets?
This is what I don't understand. There's no
No,
solid link.
I don't know.
People are going nuts like it's imminent. I don't get it.
There's no concrete stories out there linking him to us. I don't think, or I don't know. We all seem set on him arriving soon, but I don't know if we just made this up ourselves.
I think it's just kind of taking a life of its own. I don't think it's necessarily close, to be honest.
Yeah, it's really, really weird. Lewis Newton is really confident. He says, we're going to win the league. Jakey2904 says, what do you think about the pedestrianisation of Norwich City Centre? Nice little reference.
It's a bad idea.
All Stoke, thoughts on the new Uniter 1863 standing in singing section? We've shouted that out before.
We have before. I mean, last season they declared it was happening. You saw him for a game or two, then it went away, disappeared. So I assume is it properly
still going? Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? I saw it a few games. It was there, then you couldn't see it, and it come back and stuff. So is it consistently kicking in now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, it is.
I mean, yeah, if it improves the atmosphere, great. As long as we don't go down the cheesy Crystal Palace ultra route.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone. They've had a little bit of stick for that, which I think is unfair because they made it quite clear that that's not what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
They're not trying to be ultras, they're just trying to raise the atmosphere.
What is an ultra? But yeah, they just want to sing a bit of a singing section, which is fine. Whatever, fill your boots, yeah.
Eddie Handley, which away day are you most excited for? I'm most excited for Charlton because I've never been there. It's in 2 weeks. I'm going. Mm-hmm. It's literally I can see it from my flat, so I'm excited for that because I've never been there. It's a local one for me.
Yeah. Charlton, I think it's a good one. First away game of the season is always kind of good, isn't it? Exciting. So we've not been there for 15 odd years or something daft. So yeah, you can't really beat that one.
Alice O'Shea asks who's captain, which I think has become much easier now.
I mean, it was definitely going to be Ryan, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
and now it's Bass.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think we've pretty much answered that. Mark says, why sell Bojan? He's our best attacker.
Give up on it. It doesn't matter. It's gone. We need to all move on. It's done.
Are we expecting more faces before QPR? Maybe. I'm not sure. I think if we are going to do anyone, it'll be the end of next week, just before it closes.
Yeah.
Because as a club, we tend to leave it that long. Aidan Quinn, another positive one. He says we're fucking ace. We're going to smash the league.
Nice. We do need more of that sort of positivity because that's rare. That sort of positive comment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite positive about this season. I think we'll be in and about. Plenty of questions that we've already asked. Joe Rich says, who will be the dark horse of this Stoke side? I think it'll be Stephen Ward. He also says, I've bloody missed this pod, excited for new episodes.
The dark horse. I don't know. Cousins has had a very good start. I wasn't anticipating that. Lee Gregory, I suppose, based on what you're saying, I do think he's going to be quite important to the squad, not necessarily first 11. But I think he's gone under the radar a little bit in terms of our signings. He's often one that's not quoted, and we all forgot about him when we were announcing who he'd signed. So I think Lee Gregory is a much better player than the press and kind of mentions that he's getting. So I think he's going to play a bigger part than we.
And then lastly,
assume.
Thaco Henry says, do you think we'll score 3 in a game?
No.
I do.
Definitely not.
I do. I think we'll score 3 in a game. I think we could score 3 in the first game.
I'm so excited for Saturday. I'm absolutely buzzing.
Let's get on to it then. QPR, first game of the season.
The week, like all summer, we've had 3 months off from football, and you get up on Monday morning and it's like, right, I've got work, I've got this, I've got that. Fine. Weekend comes, fine. This Monday morning, I got up. Still shit. It's Monday morning, obviously, but right in the corner of my mind for Stoke on Saturday.
Come on.
Football's back. It does give you an extra stride, bit of purpose in your stride, and I'm buzzing. Can't wait. I'm so intrigued for Saturday. I'm nervous about Saturday because I'm I'm dying for us to put a good performance in. Not that I'll be critical if we don't. We've got to let it settle.
Dying for us to start off with a win.
I think we've got on paper a very, very good first fixture. QPR struggled towards the back end of last season. They're very unknown still. They've got a few new signs. They've got Mark Walters as the manager. On paper, though, it's a very good fixture.
It's a really good chance to put 3 on the board.
If we can just get that momentum
straight off the bat.
I do think a very good performance at the start, maybe scoring 3 goals. Oh, imagine that. Scoring 2-3 goals, good performance will instantly just alleviate the pressure from the whole club. I think it's a big game. It's a big game. I'm just intrigued to see how we play. I've got no kind of assumptions.
Can't wait for it.
I'm so excited.
I'm going to be watching it from another country. I'm on a stag do in Bratislava.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so going to do my best to get that on via the Stoke website. New and improved streaming.
Yeah.
So that'll be quite interesting. But then I'm at the Charlton game the weekend after, so I can't wait to get my first game of the season.
Well, I'm just trying to think. I've already got a thing in my head where I had to drink before that game. You're neck of the woods. Got any recommendations?
Yeah. Come round mine.
Yeah.
We'll go out around there. I'll show you the East of London, Craig. don't you worry about it. But that has been the Bear Pit Pod season preview. First of the lot.
That's whet my appetite,
Has it?
Yeah. For the new season, I'm very excited for it.
Hopefully,
very excited.
We kick off the weekend with
wouldn't it just be great to be challenging and get a promotion? Well, last time we went up, I think I was 18, and I didn't make the most that night, whatever. I don't know why.
No, I didn't.
I just didn't. It was ridiculous in hindsight. I think I just went and had a Chinese, which is ridiculous. Didn't go out or anything like that. But I'd just love to be involved in a promotion battle, and actually to get over the line would be phenomenal, because we've had a bad couple of years now, and just a bit of positivity, please, Stoke.
Hopefully it happens. But that has been the Bear Pit Pod, Acast, SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify. All of those you can find us. As we said, also our partners are Fans Bet. If you're having a bet on Stoke to be promoted 9-2, you won't find it anywhere else. But that has been the Bear Pit Pod. Thanks for listening. See you later.
Bye. A long one, that wasn't it? It's going to be a long one.